Welcome everyone to another review. Today we are doing the Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It, directed by Michael Chaves. This is a weird one because it's the first one that's not directed by James Wan. He was a writer on the movie, but you can tell that his expertise is definitely missing from this film. It stars the usual Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Um, they do a very good job here with what they're given, but it's a weird take and a weird choice for one of Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren's stories to do on film, considering Conjuring 1 and 2 were so strong in the stories chosen. I think they could have done maybe a different one, but here we are. We have The Devil Made Me Do It, which is one of the more provocative court cases where it was the first time that someone pled not guilty based on demonic possession. And starts with a small family. I think he's 8 or 9. Boy is possessed. We start during right at the possession, and or the exorcism. Sorry, I should say. There's a priest. Ed and Lorraine are there trying to exorcise this demon from this little boy. And what an opening! Like, had the whole movie been like that, it would have been intense, because that little boy, you can kind of tell that some of his movements look CG and some of it wasn't perfect, but it was genuinely creepy. I think it was very short lived, and it goes into this other boy's body, um, and he gets possessed, and then it's the story of him. And slowly, over the course of the next half an hour of the film, you can tell that he's not himself, and all of a sudden, I'm not going to spoil it here. This is a non-spoiler review, but bad things happen, and he ends up in jail, and then it's the story of Lorraine and Ed trying to prove his innocence based on possession. And this film, I would say, was a little too long, and you'll probably, for some reason, the movie studios seem to think that more is better, and I don't think that's the case. I like a tight knit story, and I feel like probably 20-30 minutes of this film could have been cut. I believe it's around an hour and 52 minutes, something around that. And this one's about witchcraft, right? We've got a little bit of possession there, but it's based on a cult and the exploration of all of that. And maybe it was just me. Maybe that subject matter doesn't interest me as much as demonic possession and all that goes with it. I just find that this movie just dragged a lot. Like, the beginning was really solid, and the end was pretty good, but then like the middle stuff was just, it was just court stuff and all that kind of stuff. In this film, Ed is not healthy. He's had a heart attack. He's recovering from that, and you can see his struggle throughout the film of his health and everything else, which is that was a good subplot and things like that. And supposedly that was true. He had his heart attack and everything else in real life, and he was definitely having some health issues and things like that. I found this film to definitely not be as strong as the other two Conjuring films. No, that's not saying that it's a bad film. It's just, if the other two are 8 out of 10s for me, the first one being a 9 out of 10 easily. This third one is probably, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I really think it was the wrong story to be shown. I'm sure there's going to be fans, but this is supposed to be a horror film, and I don't really think this is a horror film. I think this is more of like a drama thriller, maybe. And there are some creepy scenes in it, but I just don't think it's on the same level as Conjuring 1 and 2. Those two films still stick with me as when someone asks me, what's the last movie that genuinely gave you the creeps? And I would have to say The Conjuring 1. That film was so well done. And you can really tell that James Wan's behind the camera is missing, because just the way he does horror is top class. And hopefully, if there is another Conjuring movie, I'm not sure if there's going to be or not, we get James Wan back there, because he is just, he's done the Insidious films, the Conjuring films. Like, he knows what he's doing. So, anyways, I'm going to keep this one short. If I had to, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I don't really think this is one that you would buy, or rush to the cinemas to see. I think you can rent it at home, which I would recommend doing. Uh, it's not as strong as Conjuring 1 and 2, but it's not saying that you won't get something good out of it. It's just, it wasn't my favorite Conjuring film. And that's not to say it's a horrible film. It's just, it was an okay film. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel very much. And stay tuned for more movie reviews. Thank you so much for watching.